And we are back. Mike is back on. Mic check 1 2. Gonna wait for some of you guys to fall in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate those of you who are patient and who are helping me out here. Welcome you guys to the chat. I really appreciate you guys being here. You guys have been really, really fun to participate with. So I'm gonna wait a few more minutes for more people to come back. There were some people watching. We had about 6 viewers before I accidentally pulled the plug on the mic. When I pulled the plug on the mic, I plugged it back in, but it decided not to work again. As I said, I am in the process of getting all of these things, um, up to the par of what I'm used to for things I do. But in the meantime, we're rolling. We're rolling, rolling, rolling. So as I said, I actually picked up some wine today. Picked up some wine for my stream. So I'm drinking some Sauvignon Blanc while I'm sitting here. It is from Daou Winery. We're going to talk about it a little bit more as I get into it. Once again, I do have an intro song that I'm going to be start using on the intro to going live. So whenever I go live, there'll be an intro song playing. Probably loop it a couple times. Right now, it's just like a 1 minute beat, but I did write some lyrics to it, and I am hoping that over the course of the next week or two, I can get those put down. So gonna pour myself a little bit more of these grapes. They smell delicious. Oh my gosh, they smell delicious. So Daou Winery, this is a 2023 Sauvignon Blanc from Paso Robles. The winemaker Daniel Daou is an ardent champion of Sauvignon Blanc grown in Paso Robles. Here, his winemaking skills are matched by perfect climate, enabling him to craft a Sauvignon Blanc of purity and elegance. This wine was shaped by the passion, imagination, and life experiences of George and Daniel Dow and made to bring you happiness and joy from Dow Vineyards. DowVineyards.com. And we'll go ahead and pull that up in a second. I'm going to go ahead and look at that, but I need a little juice here, man. I need a little juice. It's Sunday. As you guys know, on my Sunday streams, I usually will talk and review some wine. Today, I found this Dow Sauvignon Blanc for a crazy good deal over at Trader Joe's. So I picked it up. Couldn't say no to it. So I just got it again. It's a 2023 Sauvignon Blanc from Dow Vineyards, DowVineyards.com in Paso Robles. I'm going to go ahead and pull their website up here in a second. If you're just joining back, please like the video, comment in the chat, subscribe. I'm really, really appreciative of everybody who's participated in the stream. When I was traveling, I had a lot of people who were, like joining in from Argentina, Brazil, from everywhere. I was really excited to see that. So I'm happy to be home, happy to be streaming here on a Sunday, happy to be able to go get some California wine that I know is pretty good. Mm. Ooh, that is so smooth. I put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes because I didn't have any ice to chill it. Well, I do have ice, but I didn't want to go through the process of getting an ice bucket, pouring the ice, and serving it. So I went ahead and just put it in the freezer for like 15 minutes before I got on here. I was having trouble today with getting the browser to work with the webcam that I have. If you watched my stream before, you know that this camera is a little different. This camera is a little different from the one that I've used before. I have an Elgato MK2, but I left it at the Fairfield I Love You stream from doing the stream over there. So I just went and got this one today, kind of like technically a filler cam for today's stream. But I had to go live. I wanted to be able to, number one, feed the algorithm. What's up, YouTube? Help me out here. I wanted to be able to do that, but also two. I really wanted to be able to stream because I have a lot of things to talk about, man. I've had a lot of crazy experiences. Just came back from backpacking a little bit through South America, Chile, Argentina. I went to the Iguazu Falls. I did a lot of cool things, man. And so I wanted to come here and talk with the chat. talk with the people that support my stream, be able to clip some of this up and share it a little bit. So, like I said, I went to Trader Joe's today. When I went to Trader Joe's, I found me some Daou Sauvignon Blanc that was only, I believe, $15.99 if I remember correctly. Might have been it, it might have been 13. No, it was definitely 15.99. I could probably look it up and see exactly how much it was, but I'm pretty sure it was like 15.99. Which, if you know anything about Dow, you know that it is in a it's in a very nice part of California. Uh, Paso Robles. Is a beautiful area. They have a lot of great grapes, a lot of vineyards. Dow, it was in I want to say 2018 or something. Um, there we go. It'll come up in a sec. The two brothers wanted to get into wine. I believe they were one of them was in fashion, one of them was like in finance. As brothers, they came together, which I always like as someone who has brothers and have worked with my brothers. You know what I mean? It's a cool story, but also too, they wanted to create wine that was, could to stand the test of wine snobs, as well as be affordable to those who love wine, but are not going to always spend the most that it is. So this one says 14.99. There you go. The Dow Sauvignon Blanc was 14.99, and so for 14.99, I definitely think it's a really great buy, especially because Dow being a vineyard that's in Paso Robles. If you're in Northern California, really anywhere in California that there's a Trader Joe's, which I think there's a Trader Joe's everywhere, anywhere in California, to be able to get some wine from Paso Robles that's really good, a really affordable price point, I always think is a great idea. So as we talk about this wine, once again, it's a Dow Sauvignon Blanc. It's a 2023. I picked it up today from Trader Joe's. So the deal is currently happening, whatever they have there. That's the bottle right here. As you can see, Paso Robles, California. That's the description. I read a little bit. And let's see if there's anything. I don't think there's anything that has to do. It doesn't say anything about the notes. Nothing like that. It is a twist off, so we didn't have to use the corkscrew today. However, I do have something fun to show you guys that I brought back with me from Chile, but we'll get to that a little bit. So let's go ahead and try the wine. As you see, I poured it a little bit ago, so it's had a little bit of chance to breathe. It is cold. I served it chilled because I like my Sauvignon Blanc chilled. At first, it's definitely got like pear smells to it. Like I smell a lot of pear, kind of some apple, but it's very fruity, but not too strong. And you don't really smell any kind of like chemical smell in there at all. But there's definitely a lot of fruitiness. Yeah, it smells really good. Man. Okay. So it is a little sweet. So if you don't like sweet wines, like my friend Z, she doesn't like sweet wines at all, but it is a little sweet. However, it does have like a crispness to it that makes it, not like a juice or not like something that's like, you're not it's not Stella Rosa, right? But it is a very, very smooth, crisp, juicy wine. Like this is perfect for like backyard barbecues. This is perfect for like chilling on a summer day by the pool. I would definitely recommend this if you're going to say like a garden party or something like that. You know what I mean? Like something midday, something springy, something that's gonna have some fun. Like I wouldn't take this to like a nice steak dinner or anything like that. But if somebody's doing like a fish fry and you want like a light wine to be able to drink with something like that, I would definitely recommend this Dow Sauvignon Blanc. Again, Dow being a really, really cool winery in Paso Robles, California. I have been there before. It's a really cool experience. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the wine because I have been there, and some of the wine that we've tried before on stream, I've never been to the winery, so I couldn't speak from experience. Jesus, man. I tell you, my keyboard has been really messing with me to the point where I'm getting ready to replace everything that I have. But I know it's just either the battery or something else, and it's my fault. Should have got it taken care of, but I was rushing to get here. There you go. I turned it off, turned it back on. Working great. All right. So got to definitely be the battery. All right. So DowVineyards.com. I'm going to go ahead and share this screen with you guys. You guys get to take a picture at some of the landscape and what it looks like. Remember that when you drink a bottle of wine, not only are you enjoying, someone's labor, someone's hard work in making that bottle, but also to then are we 21? Yes, we are 21. At that point, you're having an experience and a moment in time that that bottle was produced with the grapes that were grown in this specific location, and I think that's special. So we're gonna look at that location right now. Here being Dow. As soon as I can get my dang mouse to work, it's lagging because of having the stream going as well. I am totally getting a mouse that is connected. Yes. Okay. So here, as you can see, they have quite a collection. Let's see here. There's a statement from the owners. There is a power within this mountain we call home. It is a power that can turn mere raindrops and root into extraordinary wines and into lasting relationships that will endure for decades. Every day we strive to create an experience as beautiful as these wines, ensuring that everyone who leaves here feels like family. There's nothing more important than human connection. And I highly agree with that. I believe that, yeah, it is perfect for a hot day. I believe that this statement is true. As they said, the mountain has become their home. They've built quite a beautiful estate on there, and it is new. Like they built it not that long ago. Let me see here. I'm gonna just see when was Dow Vineyard Winery built. So in 2007, so they searched for a bunch of places in the mountains over there in the Adelaide district, and then in 2007 they began construction. And it's been like really good for them. I believe that they recently were purchased. Oh yeah, they were purchased by another estate for $1 billion. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So apparently they're owned by somebody else, but they are the proprietors still. I believe they still run the place. And so this is the view. This is the Adelaide Mountains in Paso Robles. It's really beautiful. These hot air balloons do not launch from Dow, but they launch from a vineyard or like a field nearby. And then what you end up doing is you end up floating over Dow if you get the opportunity to. There's the view right there. Really beautiful outdoor area. The inside area is really nice too. It's really, really state of the art. They have their swings there, as you can see. People get to take their picture in the swings. There's usually like a little line. But it's a beautiful place, and I think that it's a great wine. Once again, I really highly recommend it. So that is what we're drinking today. This Dow Sauvignon Blanc. So thank you again for those of you who are watching and participating in the chat. Again, it is perfect for a hot day or a hot date. How about that? You know what I mean? Let's say you have a date that you're going to go on, and your date is not necessarily the biggest wine drinker, but you are, and you want to give them a wine that's a little like light and not too heavy, something that they can ease themselves into, they can enjoy some. And oddly enough, you know what? I would even say this wine is good for the person that says they don't like wine that much, and you don't want to give them Stella Rosa. Nothing against Stella Rosa, nothing against Stella Rosa, but we don't want to give people Stella Rosa. So I would say this Dow Sauvignon Blanc, not only perfect for a hot day, also perfect for a hot date. So cheers, fellas. You guys are getting free game up on this. It's taken me a lot of trips to wineries and a lot of time drinking wine to be able to talk about this. So you're welcome. All right. So after the wine, I have some notes here. We talked about the AI thumbnail on the other part of the stream. I used the Canva to do the thumbnail that you guys saw today. That was the little AI character that was supposed to kind of be me. It was not necessarily me. I just told AI to make a character that was native looking with the Boca Juniors jersey on, and it did it. So I thought it was pretty cool. But I just got back from traveling. I had a really great experience while I was traveling. Number one, I got to see my best friend get married. That was beautiful. But aside from being there at the wedding and seeing the wedding, I actually was involved in setting up the wedding. See, look at this new boom mic. I'm able to chill and able to talk and able to still do this without messing it up. But as I said, I was able to. I had to. I was instructed to pull my own weight, which is cool. I don't mind. But since everybody else was pulling their own weight, I was instructed to pull my own weight, and I had to help actually set up the entire wedding along with the family and friends of the bride. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Monchi. Shout out to Josefa, Chef Josefina. Shout out to Victoria. Shout out to everybody that I met, everybody that I got to hang out with. Kono, shout out to you. Roberto, if you watched my stream live from Chile, you can actually go back and check out some of those streams. Roberto, hi, I am Roberto. I am from Chile. He was super cool. He was super fun. We got to hang out with them. So for 2 days, we actually put together everything. I'm talking about everything that was on that wedding. Had to go down a several, let's say, flights of stairs because all in all, it took a minute to walk down. So you figure if you're walking 3 miles an hour, and you take it a minute, so let's just say, I don't know, just say it was like a tenth of a mile down, a tenth of a mile up, right? And so we carried everything, every single bottle, every single glass, every single piece of the tent, every pole that was erected. And this was not America where you've got light aluminum and, light canvas and it all clicks together. Those dudes were out there grinding and sawing these metal poles to make them fit together and brace for the wind, which was quite the experience. So aside from that, I also got to help Chef Josefa. I got to assist her. I guess I was a sous chef, as told to me by my friend Z. She said, "Yeah, yeah, you were a sous chef." Well, that's what's up. I guess I was a sous chef. So I got to participate in that. I learned how to make a couple cool appetizers that I've never made before. The one that I was in charge of, which was really dope, it was a spring salad mix, and then she roasted some brisket and then seared it and cut it into slivers. And so it was the lettuce with the meat wrapped around the lettuce, and then like cheese, and then you poke a hole through it with the toothpick, and then you drizzle like some chimichurri butter on top. It was phenomenal, super good, made by your boy. People were gobbling them up. And then there was another one that was like it was kind of like a hard bread. I don't know, maybe a piece of French bread toasted, right? And it was French bread toasted. And then we put the meat on top, and then we drizzled like some cream cheese or something on top. It was sick. Everything, all that stuff is. I'm gonna pull up some of it on my Instagram so I can show you guys. But it was really, really tight. And then, of course, got to experience the wedding. It was a true, I guess, Chilean wedding because the whole top row of the bar was filled with nothing but pisco. And if you don't know what pisco is, it's a traditional alcohol that they drink out there, and they drink it with Coca Cola. They also make what they call a pisco sour. I guess you can, relate it to like a whiskey sour or like a really good, like lime margarita, right? And so actually did a vlog on my shorts where our friend Monchi got to teach me how to make pisco sours from scratch. And they use something called rice flour, which I'm sure we have, but I've never actually purchased from I'm sorry, floured sugar, sugar flour. I don't know. It's like it's almost like powdered sugar, right? And they use that in part of the mixture for making the pisco sours, and that in itself was pretty cool. Watching and getting learned to make that, and then once the wedding was done, we literally spent a day or so in Pucón hanging out. I've been there a bunch of times, so I didn't really have many plans to stay there very long. I quickly jetted off, literally jetted off. Took a flight from Temuco back to Santiago. Then from Santiago, I hopped over to Buenos Aires. Now, I will tell you, this is where I hit quite a snag in my traveling. The trip took a left turn when I got to Buenos Aires. The company that I had purchased my ticket to go to the Iguazu Falls with rebooked my flight from, it was originally at 6 p.m. They moved it up to 9 a.m. And I know no one wants to hear about an experience where someone missed a flight, right? But I didn't miss the flight. I had a flight coming in from Santiago to Buenos Aires, and then from Buenos Aires, I was supposed to go to Iguazu. And I gave myself 2 hours layover in between because, you never know what could happen. Plane could be early, plane could be late. You never know. So I get there, and this is chat. This is where it got scary because now I'm in South America. I had a connecting flight. I already paid for my hotel for that night in the other city, and I'm on the phone with customer service, right? Customer service who speaks English, but I'm standing in front of the only person who speaks English in the airport, and they can't do anything for me. Customer service doesn't do anything but offer me two options, and this is where I got stuck. They said you can either get a refund, which giving me a refund does nothing for me. I'm not home. I'm not just going to go home to my house. I'm in South America. A refund's only going to give me back what I paid for something months ago when it was way cheaper. Buying another flight after that would not be feasible. So the other option was to take the next flight out. Guess when the next flight out was? You guessed it, not the same day. Yep. So there I am, stuck in the airport, on the phone with my friend Z, about to cry, about to flip out because I'm gonna lose my hotel for the night. I'm gonna lose the flight that I had. I don't know when the next flight is, but I'm gonna have to take it because I have to get to where I'm going. It is part of the whole reason I went on the trip. I wanted to see the Iguazu Falls. So before I get to the Iguazu Falls, I literally have to stay in Buenos Aires. I literally go from the airport to some cheap Airbnb that I found online. It was like $45. I got checked in. Once I got checked in, I was stressing out. I barely slept. I couldn't go to sleep. I was scared that I was going to sleep in past the time that it took to get to the airport. Now, mind you, I had the next flight out at 5:15 in the morning. So I have to be at the airport in my mind by at least 3:30. Well, guess what? 3:30 rolls around. I wake up. I'm good to go. I put in airport into my phone. I'm in Buenos Aires. Can't be that far. Only took me 20 minutes to get to my hotel, to my Airbnb when I got here. I get all the way to the airport. I go to check in. What do you think happened, chat? What do you think happened? After everything I went through, after them moving my flight the day before, after missing the hotel that I paid for, but still being able to check in the morning when I get there, after having to pay for another thing, I wake up, I leave my Airbnb at 3:30 in the morning, I punch airport, I get to the airport. What happened next? Tell me. Oh wait, I'm waiting for somebody in the chat. Tell me what happened next. You got it. I was at the wrong airport. I was at the complete wrong airport. There, now that I know, because trust me, I know now, there are two airports in Buenos Aires. One is AEP, Aeropuerto EP. The other one is something. It's named after some General Benitez or something like that. Totally wrong airport. So there I am at the wrong airport, totally feeling like an idiot, having to look at, is it possible to make my flight that is at the other airport that is on the other side of town? Is that even possible. I pull up Uber. The Uber says that if I leave the airport now, I will get to the other airport by 4:45. My flight is at 5:15. It starts boarding at 4:45. But again, that's the time I'm going to get to the airport. That is not the time I'm going to go through security, get to the gate. And we're at Buenos Aires, the capital city of Argentina. So it's a big airport. I get into my cab to the Uber. I tell the guy, who was a young guy, I said, bro, I need to get to the airport as soon as possible. I am going to miss my flight if I don't get there on time. This fool hauls ass, chat. When I tell you he hauls ass, he goes. I thought I was going to die about 3, 4 times, but he got me there 5 minutes before Uber said we were going to get there. He got me to the exact right terminal, and I ran. I was literally running through the airport. I got to security. There's only like 2 lines of people in security. There's not that many people. There's about 2 lines of people, but I'm nervous because my flight on the boarding check thing says boarding, but it says embarque, which to me sounds like it's embarking on a journey without me. That's all I knew. After missing the flight the day before, after not getting very much sleep, after having to pay for another place, and fuck you, JetSmart. But after having to go through all that, my dumbass went to the wrong airport. I get to the new airport, and I got about 24 people in front of me in security. But security's light. You don't take your shoes off. You don't do all that. Throw everything in the bin. Go through the metal detector. I say, con permiso, disculpe, disculpe. Hell loud. Mi aeropuerto, mi vuelo está en el embarque. Por favor, pásale, por favor. My Spanish is terrible. See. That's all I hear. They let me go through, throw all my stuff in the bin, get in there, start jetting it over. My shit was in pre-embarque. They were just starting to board. So thank God I made it. I got to Iguazu. I landed at like 7:30 in the morning. Very little sleep. It's humid as hell there. It's intense. I got to my hotel, which I will say I did spring for the nicer hotel when I went to the jungle because of my experience. Like you want to have good air conditioning, you want to be able to take good, clean, cold showers. The jungle's not a place you look to save money. But I made it. I made it to the Iguazu Falls. And so I want to go ahead and show you guys some clips from my Instagram. Please follow me. I'm at Fairfield Jonny if you're not following me yet. This was when I got here we go. This is when I stamped out of Iguazu, but this is the falls right here. So this was me going through the Iguazu Falls. Right here. Boom. It's really a dope experience. The Iguazu Falls are bigger than Niagara Falls. Let me see. I can probably. Okay. So as you see, it was quite intense. We went into La Garganta de la Diabla, which is the Devil's Throat, and then there's a couple more ones right there. It was really, really crazy. It was a dope experience. Look at that. That's intense. So that right there is La Garganta de la Diabla. Boom. and then they take you around. See, I got everybody else, and then boom, here's the main falls. Look at that. That is so dope. Oh, so tight. I wonder why it's not showing up. It's not showing up, chat, that I'm live on my phone. Oh, there it is. Okay, I wanted to make sure you guys are able to see this and able to hear me. Okay, I wanted to make sure you guys are able to see this and able to hear me. All right, perfect. Awesome. So as you can see right there was a dope experience. So as I was showing you before, when I got done at the waterfalls, because that was the main reason I went there, I took a nap at my hotel, and then after I took a nap, I went to the falls at like 11. You go into the thing, and if you're watching here right now, this is just another video. So this video right here was actually created by the company that I went on the tour with. So I uploaded it. It has like 15 minutes worth of footage that was edited by the company that does it. So it's a GoPro footage. It's not from my camera. It just has really dope things. So please go on to the shorts, check out that video if you can. It was a really dope experience. So as I said, I talked to my taxi driver who took me to the park, and I was like, "Hey man, do you have a place that you recommend going for dinner?" He was like, "Do you want to have dinner in Brazil or Argentina?" And I was like, well, I have to go to Argentina because as an American, you can't access Brazil right now. There's a law that went in effect as of April 10th. And I was there like on the second or the third. So I had 8 days before the law took effect, which is crazy. So he was like, "Yeah, why don't you go? I can take you over there." So I was like, "Fuck it, sounds dope." So I went to Brazil, and this is me having a real churrasco experience, a real Brazilian steakhouse experience, while they do a whole live show dancing. And what I was saying right there was, imagine me caring about anything you have to say about me, and I'm over here just watching this show in Brazil, which is beautiful. It was such a dope experience, man. And I say things braggadociously to be funny and to like compete, on these YouTube streets, as people would say. But at the end of the day, I am super grateful for all the experiences that I've had to have. And then this was another experience. They were having dance cultures from all over the world. It was really, really cool to see. So if you're not following me on social media, go to Fairfield Jonny at Fairfield Jonny on Instagram. And also, as I said, I just started a TikTok, but my TikTok is just stuff from everywhere else that I'm uploading and putting it on there. Please watch some of the shorts. I uploaded some really cool videos on my shorts about some of this. This is again a dance experience at a real churrasco in Brazil. I was in Foz da Iguazu is how you say it in Portuguese. Again, really really cool experience. Was really really dope. Really really thankful that I got to have that. Let's see here. There was a video that was released while I was gone. Young Bari, take it on one. Was such a dope experience to shoot this video. So one cool thing about a little bit of behind the scenes. Well, number one, Rocky and Bari, they're friends of mine. Shout out to them. I love them. I really appreciate everything that they've invited me out to. Let me participate in because they don't have to. So shout out to them. But one fun thing, she's from Argentina, so she actually is from the jungle area near the Iguazu Falls. And before I went, she was like, "Yeah, that's where I'm from." So that was really cool. But this scene, I'm in some of the shots as well as the car that's right at the end of the scene. That car was my 5.0 going tandem with a Marrow. They got a little piece of it and they put that in there. So that was pretty cool. But man, this was a dope experience. It was really, really cool to go out there. There I am right there on the right. Here I am on the left. Here I am again in the main crowd shot on the left. So you know what I mean? Had hella fun making that. So shout out to Bari and Fillmore Rocky. Once again, here's a little bit more of the video. Here's a couple more clips. Shout out to all the ladies who were a part of that came out to the video shoot. It was super dope to have them out there. Shout out to homie, the young homies right there that follow me, that were a part of the video. Was really, really a dope experience. Boom, there we are again. Here's your boy out there in the back, right there, going dumb with the hoodie, with the field hoodie on, the field jacket on, and then you're gonna see my 5.0 right here. Ready? It's gonna happen in three, two, one. My 5-0 right there on the left. Boom. Going dummy. So, man, shout out to the boys once again. I was in Chile right here at this lake house. So, here's some of the food I was talking about that I prepared. Again, if you go onto my Instagram at FairfieldJonny, you'll see some of these videos on there on my reels. And I encourage you guys to do that. I encourage you guys to go follow me, fuck with me. If you're seeing this on YouTube later, I really, really would appreciate your guys' support. As you see, I'm taking the meat, I'm wrapping them around the lettuce with the cheese and putting the fork through it. And then once that's done, we are putting a dab of the butter. I think it was that one was like a garlic butter sauce or something that she sprinkled on top. It was fire. And this is when I was in Chile watching this shit, and Young Barry and them take it on one. Nothing average. I mean, I was just kicking it up there at the lake house. But you'll see right now the view that I had. So this is when I was watching Blunts in 1942 by EP. And then right when you see my pan, boom, look at the lake house. That shit was sick. So shout out to my boy that provided all that, man. Such a dope experience. Really appreciate you, my boy. Let's see. Let's go back to some more other stuff that I want to show you guys real quick. Okay, boom. So when I got to Buenos Aires, I actually one of the things that I wanted to do, because this is funny. This is from our live stream the other night at the Fairfield I Love You store. But one of the things that I wanted to do when I got back to Buenos Aires was I wanted to go to a tango show, because tango was actually invented in Buenos Aires. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's the home of tango, the home of those things Argentina is. And Buenos Aires being the capital of Argentina, that's where I wanted to go to the tango show. So when I was on my plane from Iguazu, I actually met a young couple, super dope. The dude is into tech. He is working on self-driving cars. And so the self-driving cars that he's working on, he's right there in Buenos Aires. And I asked him, do you guys have a recommendation for a tango? And they said, absolutely. You have to go to Tango Madero. And that's exactly what I did. So this was the Tango Madero show. As you see right there, there's a little clip of me getting a picture with the tango performers. They were dope. That truly is a beautiful art form. It's very interesting that it started in Argentina, given that it has such like a heavy kind of Spanish type of background. But the dancing was dope. The music was amazing. Everybody here is singing and dancing, which I always find very fascinating. Some really cool moves here. If you watch this, I'm going to go ahead and take a drink while you do that. That part was sick. Now, this girl right here, she had skills. She was dope. That shit was tight. And I'm sitting right here with a bunch of Brazilians. How many people are a Brazilian? Funny joke, right? Boom. There's your boy, Fairfield's finest. Yay! So, anyways, that was the experience at the Tango House. This is me outside of Palacio Libertad. That's the Liberty Palace. The Liberty Palace was the one place that I felt had a little area I could find that I could do a dance. And here I am going off, doing a little bit of a thiz dance, is what we call it where I'm from. And the song goes, ah, wah, thiz. Nah, it's funny to say it slow. So here you go. First, I do like this. Put a look on my face like I smell some piss. Ooh, bounce to the beat till it starts to hurt. Then I wipe all the sweat off me shirt. Dip to the ground as I catch the bass, and I wipe all the sweat off me face. Cock back up, then I start to slide, popping my collar as I glide. Then I break the thing down and do the bird. Dust myself off like I just fell third. Come on, everybody. Now's your chance. Fuck the Harlem Shake. It's a thizzle dance. Dance. Thiz dance. Dance. Thiz dance. Can you do the thistle dance? So, anyways, I had some fun out there, man. I love being me. Love dancing. Love spreading the culture. Love. If you've watched the Fairfield I Love You podcast, you know that I went kind of ham on the fact that I am the culture, that I am the Bay. But I am. I mean, look, you see it right here, man. Got Rich Rock on the comments. I got Mac Dre's mom on the comments. Like, come on, man. Fuck with your boy. It's dope. We living a good life. Look at that. One thing Johnny gonna do is this everywhere on my mama. Mac Dre's mom commenting. You was hitting that LOL. So come on, man. Your boy be gigging. Really the bay out here though. Had a lot of fun in Argentina. Had a lot of fun in Buenos Aires. Fun fact: I actually walked through the Boca Juniors soccer like hooligan field, like through all the people who were out there drinking Fernet and Coke, to get to where I was because getting an Uber was next to impossible with everyone that was down there for the game. So shout out to all them. Here's some more of me dancing. And on that note, I'm going to take a little break. You guys watch this quick video of your boy Rich Rocka, Trax a Million, and Clyde Carson. Go search this song while I take a quick break. All right. So let's see here. Anybody in the chat? Didn't think so. All right. So as I was saying, came back from my trip. Dope experience. While I was there, left the Iguazu Falls, went back to Argentina, to Buenos Aires, had a good time, got back to Sacramento. And as soon as I got back, man, got to work. Got straight to it, back to the business as usual. And we had the podcast at Fairfield I Love You on Friday night. Now, one thing that I want to make sure I always do, and it's the same thing that I'm doing here, is that on the platform that we have over there, we're spreading love, positivity, that we're building up. So when I was wearing my hoodie backwards like this was kind of in a joking response to a little bit of a pre-production conversation that we had, in which the guys were definitely letting me know that as the podcast is growing and as we're increasing in viewers and awareness and people are enjoying, that it's important to make sure that I am keeping the image and my brand clean, and not, hating on people, saying that, if like a song sucks, you don't have to tell everybody that it sucks. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So I'm not saying that anybody's song sucks anymore. If your song sucks and I don't comment on how much I like it, that means I think it sucks. So, and I feel like that's needed. I feel like, we see too many times, um, we see artists go on platforms and they're like, nobody told me my music wasn't good. Everybody around me said it. Like, what? No, bro. Like, you need to hear the criticism, because I want you to be good. I want your best. So right here, Cheese and Bijan, they're indulging me. There's no actual audio to this. I actually put the Rich Rocket song "Crazy Like Yay" over this, and the guys have come up with my alter ego name being Fairfield Jonny. So that is when Fairfield Jonny pops out. You might see my hoodie turn around backwards, and I might go on a really ignorant rant. But on a positive note, we did have a great podcast. We talked a lot about, in my opinion, the way that some of the meme channels work, whether it be the Bay Area memes or 916 or hip hop or hyphy culture or whatever. I definitely feel that a lot of the meme pages, man, they're really thirsty for money when no one's asking them to get money. Like this guy I sent, and I'm not going to say the name, I'm not going to give any publicity, but I sent some information and some videos of me out there in Argentina representing the Bay. And dude was like, I'm just supposed to share you because you're from the Bay. And I was like, bro, I am the Bay. And that was some of the fun conversation that we had in regards to that on the Fairfield I Love You page. So I definitely encourage you to go follow the Fairfield I Love You Instagram and the YouTube channel, where the live from the field episodes you're able to watch them back. And then also too, we had another clip where I literally said, I am the Bay. Again, this is podcasting. We're having fun. But I really, believe that. Like, I really believe that I represent our culture. And one of the things that I did after the stream, because Nico kept joking around and said, Fairfield Jonny, AKA the culture. And I was like, you know what? Let me look up what culture means. And so I looked up the word culture, and it is the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. And I think when it comes to the Bay, I am those things. I represent our customs, I represent our art, I represent our social institution. And look, the achievements of what we've accomplished, I definitely salute and highlight those. So I stand by that. I am our culture. I am the Bay. I am the Bay culture. And I stand by that. On top of that, man, like I said, I really have had a lot of fun in the last couple of weeks. And I've also experienced just how much, man, people who I don't think watch and pay attention to the things that I do and say are watching and paying attention to the things that I do and say. So it makes me want to be better. I'm trying to be better, but I'm gonna continue to always talk my shit, right? So that's what I do. Once again, the 70 times 7 Foundation. We actually have space available on Sunday. If you know some teenagers, RIP TJ, miss you, son. If you know some teenagers that are interested in learning on how to ski and snowboard, all you got to do is get them up to the snow on Sunday, April 20th. That's coming up in exactly 1 week. Please DM me directly on Instagram at Fairfield Jonny. I'll check my requests and everything to make sure I don't miss anybody. But I want to make sure that anybody who wants to go up to the snow and get a lesson that's a teenager, that there's no barrier stopping them. They can be of any background, any ethnicity, any social status. If they want to go snowboarding and they come from the area, that we can get them out there and you can get them up there, then I'm going to get them on the slopes and they're going to have a good time. We also provide lunch as well. I'll be grilling. So once again, if you're just joining us, please like, comment, and subscribe. Going to touch a couple more topics, and that's going to be it for today. Just because there's not too many people, but I'm never gonna. It's never gonna stop me. So as I said, I have a great time traveling. The wedding experience was crazy. It was fun to be Fairfield in Chile, the Bay in Chile. Cool thing is, my boy is still there, so we do have some representation. I got to get him some Fairfield I Love You stuff there soon, though. He's got to be able to rock that. I know what he likes too, so I know some of the shirts he'll get. I talked about my flights in Buenos Aires, the Iguazu. Streaming abroad was fun. One thing I loved about streaming abroad, when people find out you're streaming, they get so excited. So I was really excited to go on stream and see some people be like, "Oh, you're streaming?" And the in vivo, and they wanted to come on the stream. And I was like, "That's tight." I understand now why Speed and Kai Sanat and some of those guys get the traction that they do when they're streaming abroad, because people are really into it. They like it. I saw a couple streaming places like in the middle of downtown Buenos Aires. There's this place called Casa, and they had like a whole streaming setup that was visible from the street. So if people are in there streaming, people can watch from the street, but you're just doing your job inside a building. It's really, really cool. So streaming was dope. I talked about Buenos Aires, my Tango Show experience. Boca Juniors game was crazy walking around. A bunch of drunk soccer hooligans that I really stood out, and having my phone, which is I just got before I left, the Apple 16 Pro. I did not want to have all those lenses out the way I didn't care before with like my 12. So I only got a little bit of footage. I put some of those up. It was really, really crazy. But it was a dope experience. I made it safely out of there, so nothing happened. But if you ever go down there, please be careful and be advised that it's not that safe. Um, yeah, yesterday I actually had a dope experience going to Lodi. So shout out to Viaggio, one of my favorite wineries in Lodi. Shout out to my friend Z that went with me. We had a great experience going out there. We really kind of just played it by ear. We started out at Viaggio having some pizza and oysters and wine, and then we just looked up places. We just started Googling and looking around. We found this really, really beautiful winery called Acquiesce. Acquiesce, yeah. And it was really dope to go to. We looked up online first. There was no visibility. There was no availability for a tasting. So we ended up calling. Once we called the reservation place, once we called the place, we asked to see if there was a reservation available, and they were like, "Yeah, we can squeeze you in at 2," which was like 2:15, which is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from the time that we were at. So we jetted over there. Went over there. It was such a dope winery to go to. And in fact, let me pull up their website because that's what got us there. Was her website. So Acquiesce Winery. It's gonna correct me. There we go. Her website was really cool. So let's take a look at it because again, that's what kind of got us there. And I want to talk a little bit more about the experience and the guy who served us. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Hey, what's up, Chad? What's up, Nate Sexy Nate? Thank you. Yep, like, comment, subscribe. So this is the winery that I went to yesterday. So really cool thing about it is it's women owned, but not only is it women owned, but we found out that she didn't start the winery until she was 56 years old. So when she was 56, she had some wine, and the guy pronounced it. Where is it? It's the me see here. It's called like the Papa de Fond or something like that. Let's see here. Let me go to the about. No, it doesn't say. Anyways, okay. Let me pull up the page. Let me pull up the page that I saw because I think the mobile page is a little different. There it is. Let me go here. All right, here we go. I got it right here. Ready? Okay, welcome y'all. Welcome y'all. Yeah, we're talking wine. I'm drinking a Sauvignon Blanc from Dow. That's what I've been drinking on. We did a review of it earlier. So we're having some wine. That's why we're talking wine. So this is where I was at yesterday. I went to Acquiesce Winery, which is owned by Sue Tipton. She no longer is the day-to-day manager, but she was running it. So they started Acquiesce late in life. After years of living a corporate lifestyle, raising three boys, they decided that they wanted a peaceful home on an 18-acre property in Lodi. So she went one day to have some wine, and she had this version of wine that was a white wine. And when she had it, she told herself that she could make a better version of that wine. So she very quickly began to get all the grapes that she wanted to grow. They're all of the Rhone region, and they're all whites. And when I tell you that this wine was phenomenal. You can see they entered in the 2024 San Francisco wine competition, and they swept all the categories that they went. All 13 wines that entered won something. And so that was really cool. This was some of the wine that we had yesterday. It was this Grenache Blanc. We also had some of the Pick Pool. The Pick Pool was phenomenal, was super good. I'm going to go ahead and actually pull up a video. I'm going to send it to myself in an email. That way I can show you guys some of the experience that we had tasting there. But yeah, it was a really dope place, and so I highly recommend it. It's in Lodi. The grounds are beautiful. This is the really nice, beautiful door that's out in front. Took some pictures out in front of that door. It's super, super cool, and I really, really like the vibe of the place. I guess our maitre d, the guy who was serving us. Um, he was really, really funny. He was actually from Ireland, and he had a dope ass accent. So here is more of the property. As you can see, it's really, really beautiful. The experience that you have there, it is $20, you guys. $20 wine tasting with a food pairing. If you're not into wine and you don't understand how great of a deal that is, for $20, you get, not only do you get to taste the wine, you get like a lot of wine. They poured heavy. Like their tastings were not just tastings, they were glasses. They poured heavy, but then they paired it with all of these foods that were just, I mean, phenomenal. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna send myself this one too. Let me send it to myself, I guess, on Instagram. That might be the easiest way. I'm gonna just post it. Fuck it. And then I'll be able to show you guys. All right. Remember, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody that's here. Okay, I just posted this on Instagram. So let me show you what you get for $20. This is phenomenal too. This really is. All right. So for $20, you get boom. You get all of this for $20. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and read you the description. I got it pulled up right here. Boom. Look at me, sexy Nay. Look at me doing my thing over here, doing my thug thizzle. I'm excited. I got some people in here now. What's up, chat? Holla at me in the chat down below. Please like, comment, subscribe to the video. We're talking about what I did yesterday. I went wine tasting in Lodi. I got all of this right here for $20. What you also don't see is there's another glass that they pour you that's right here. and that's the Claret Blanc. So for $20 at this Acquiesce Winery, you get to taste 4 different wines plus get a glass of another wine. That is one of the best deals in Northern California. I'm telling you right now. Sorry, I'm having like a smack moment a little bit. Let me see here. All right. So first wine right here, as they show you everything. The first wine that you have to go with the food is the Picpoul Blanc. So the Picpoul Blanc was paired with a piece of bread, and the piece of bread on top of it had like a lemon zest, kind of like a lemon butter on top. And the wine itself was so good. It was so fruity. All of those wines, when they're sitting there in front of your face, they literally, you can just smell it. You can just smell the aroma. It was so beautiful. The second one is the Grenache Blanc. So the thing about Grenache is like Grenache is usually kind of sweet. This place, there, Phil was like, if you call it sweet, you are not drinking it white. And so this wine was so good. It was so fruity. It was so, yeah. Wine glasses in the chat, man. Wine glasses in the chat. I like that. Also, too, my the chat, you guys are the zombies. So zombies in the chat. Also, sexy Naz also she put the vampires. But yeah, go ahead and put the wine glasses in the chat. So this Grenache Blanc was paired with this roasted spring onion. So it was like a green onion that they roasted, but then what they put on top of it, which I've never had on an onion before, they put a honey drizzle. So it's a ash honey drizzle. They take some of the ash, they mix it in the honey. They probably put a little pepper. And if you look, there's actually like an ash inside the honey that they drizzle on top. It was phenomenal. And then next we had the Jolie, which again is another white wine. They made it with the asparagus, but the aioli that you dip the asparagus in is really what set that wine off. And then the last one, which technically was my favorite. Now, most rosés are a blend. They're like a white wine blended with a red wine. This was not. This was a Grenache rosé that was a wine that was a grape that was grown specifically to be a rosé and not a red, but more of a white. These this Grenache rosé right here, they mixed it with ricotta. So if you know what ricotta cheese is, the ricotta cheese has kind of like the it's kind of like almost like a cottage cheese type, but not so curdy. And so they took the ricotta and they put that blueberry or it was like a blueberry or strawberry, I mean, a strawberry sofrito, which a sofrito is like a blended mix of like herbs and spices. It's kind of like almost like a salsa. So it's like a strawberry salsa on top of ricotta cheese with granola on top with a rosé. That shit was fire. Fire. I had a good time yesterday. So I highly recommend Acquiesce Winery. If you're ever in Northern California, Lodi area, go to Acquiesce. They're super dope. I had such a great time. The company, obviously, you want to go with somebody who likes wine. You know what I mean? Like that's something you want to experience. But at the same time, the view, just the vibes there itself, definitely a must. Definitely a must. So that was my experience yesterday. Once again, I highly recommend going there. Yeah. And then from there, like I said, we went to Viaggio. Viaggio is always one of my favorite places. They had the uncle, the uncle Filipino tribute band. They were playing all kind of shit. It was hilarious. So, anyways, yeah, man. As I said, I did this wine. I'm drinking the Daou Sauvignon Blanc. That's what I've been on today, as you can see. Now, I didn't drink this all. I actually shared some of this with my cousin that stopped by earlier. He was like, "Let me get a glass." So I gave him a little glass of wine. That was cool. But I did kill the rest. Now, here's something exciting I want to talk to you about, chat. And this is why it's exciting for me because I have something new that I'm working on that is technically a new endeavor and it literally just happening. So this wine This wine is kind of a mixture of both. So it's a Sauvignon Blanc, which is going to be a tiny bit sweet, but it's not made to be sweet. So it's like it's just really smooth. Imagine like a really good like a really good juice, but not a sweet one. Like again, it's not too sweet, but it's very smooth. If you like sweet wines or you like don't want it too sweet, but you like dry wines, this is like right in the middle. It's like a semi-dry, semi-sweet. I really, really recommend it. Again, it's a Sauvignon Blanc. It's at Trader Joe's. So these used to be more expensive. These Sauvignon Blancs used to be like 27, 28. Dow was sold to a new conglomerate for like $1 billion. They sold the Dow brand. So I think when they did that, they really just wanted to get the inventory that they had either out, or they wanted to get that inventory spread out more. And so they dropped the price point. They used to have a red that was available at Trader Joe's for like 20, but for this one to be 15.99, this is a hell of a deal. And it's a 2023. So it's been aged a little bit, which for a Sauvignon Blanc, if it's fresh, I mean, it's gonna taste a little funky. If it's been had a little time to sit, it's perfect. I think it's a great wine right now. So highly recommend it. But as I was saying, I had a really crazy experience, and I want to talk about this on the chat because it's not something that I don't think anyone's going to steal or take. And I think it's really cool. Sexy Nay, I really want your feedback on this. But I'm going to tell you guys how this came about because you guys are my chat, and this is what we're here for. And then we're going to talk about it some more. But I really have been working with my boys, obviously, at the Fairfield I Love You store. It's their store, of course, and I always make that clear to people I talk about it to because it's important. But one thing that I love when it comes to clothing and stuff, I like really nice underwear. And when I say really nice underwear, I'm not saying Gucci, I'm not saying Louis Vuitton, I'm not saying things like that, but I enjoy like good, like breathing, Ethica, PSD, like that style underwear, right? Like I really, really enjoy that. In fact, let me go get some of my. This is funny, but let me go get some of my underwear, and I want to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. All right, and while I'm at it, fuck stat. Just cause. All right, so let me show you guys like, and this is usually only reserved for intimate friends, let's say, people who have been, because I mean, I walk around with my drawers, my homies. If I'm like kicking it, pause. If we're traveling or something, I might be in my boxes. But like, this is an example of the underwear that I wear, right? So here are some PSD underwears, right? Boom. All boxer briefs. Here's a pair of the Ethica ones that I have. Feel me? They're kind of meant to look like, kind of like, Rockstar. Here's some other PSD ones, right? So you get me, right? You understand what I'm talking about now. So exactly, that's funny, huh, Nay? So, anyways, so those are the underwear that I like, right? And I really, really find them comfortable. I really like wearing them. And if I'm gonna keep it G with you, when you take off your drawers, like, or you take off your pants, fellas, and you got some white polos or Fruit of the Looms, and you've been sweating in all day or whatever, or all that cotton been building up sweat and absorbing that shit. That shit's gross. Like, you know what I mean? So I really, really like good like sports style underwear, PSD Ethica with dope designs, right? So I reached out to my homie who is, let's just say he's a pro athlete, a former pro athlete. And And when you have a friend that's a former pro athlete, on top of that, he's been kind of like in that industry before, and he has connections to companies like that. And I was like, hey man, I want to reach out to you. We've been doing a lot of stuff with Fairfield I Love You. A lot of the clothes, a lot of things been going really good. We got the podcast. I really wanted to see what it's like to do a collaboration with one of those brands, right? And the store. And then he gave me all the facts. He's like, look, man, I could definitely plug you. Here's what it's looking like. You got to come up with about $15,000. You got to go ahead and have your celebrities, your athletes, your people in place, and you got to come up this and you do a run. They'll do a regional collab with you, but you're only going to get this much. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's dope. Then he says, however, I know a manufacturer here in the area who can plug us and we can create our own label by that manufacturer, have our own custom brand. Now, mind you, all of a sudden it's our, right? He threw himself in there a little bit, which is cool. I love it. He said we could do our own label, our own stuff. However, you got to go and assemble the athletes in the area. And I'm like, I mean, we have a couple athletes, but I'm not getting Steph Curry. That's not going to happen, right? Right now, it's not going to happen. So I got to like shoot for low level athletes who maybe are making an impact, who maybe might sell stuff. I didn't see it happening, right? I didn't see that way going. But my mind, the way my mind works, my mind started racing like in a thousand things. And I'm hanging out with my homegirl, and I'm just like, yo, what if I did this? And what if I did that? And so I came up with this concept. And chat, this is where I need your guys' help. I want some assistance on this. I came up with a concept to launch my own line of underwear, right? But we're talking boxer brief, nylon spandex kind of style with prints. And I really wanted to do like a coastal cultural line of stuff. And a part of that, and this is where I'm going to say it on the chat, we're going to manifest it right here, right now. Aside from Fairfield I Love You, which is now a fully functioning podcast, doing a stream, and we're going to 2 days a week this week because we're getting a lot of positive feedback and it's going. We want to feed that algorithm. Aside from Fairfield I Love You, I would love to do a run of it's a new line, right? You're funny, Nay. That's kind of where I'm going. I want to do a run of Fairfield I Love You, right? Community clips, back on Fig, Hyphy Burger, and then I got one, and this is my home run. This is where we're going to make all the money. I want to do a takeover print. Can you imagine you get a whole new line of underwear that's like California takeover? You know what all them Edgars in the streets that be burning down buildings are going to do? They're going to cop that shit so fast. Those takeover draws are going to go so fast, homie. I got a Mustang idea, like a 5.0 idea. Let me see. I got my notes. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it because yeah, you ain't gonna do this. You got to come up with money to do all this. But the idea for the name now. We're gonna have to fight for this because there's somebody that filed a trademark for this. So again, I don't care about talking about it. But my idea for the name is called Inner G, like energy, but it's INNERG, which almost sounds like I just spelled a slur word, but it's Inner G, INNERG. So a coastal collection. So we have the Fairfoot I Love You underwear, which would say the love is real, right? Because I think that the latest print that we have from the store that says the love is real. We have a back on Fig one. We'd have a community one. Now here's the fun one. My homie Tony in Sacramento, he runs Filthy Gorgeous Tiger, which is like the dope. Okay, Nay, the Leak Podcast. That's a great idea, Nay. That's a great idea. Let me put them on there because they would definitely be interested in a collab licensing. Leak Podcast, not the viral lames though. Don't put that in my chat. Ah, kidding. I'm joking. Shout out the homies. All right. Anybody who loves to beef with Terrell, I'll say, good luck. Okay. So imagine Fairfoot, I Love You, Back on Fig, Community, Filthy Gorgeous Tiger, which is a huge nightclub here in Sacramento. Super, super dope. And then League Podcast, Hyphy Burger. Woo! The Hyphy Burger draws, though. The Hyphy Burger draws. Come on. Those would go so hard. I got a 5.0 Mustang one. a City Boy takeover, and then I was thinking of doing a set that is called Up North, Down South, right? And I just think it's going to be like the up north ones will kind of be like snow, mountains, the Golden Gate Bridge, kind of like the things up north, positive stuff. Not red, not blue. We're talking like gray bands, you know what I mean? Like gray waistbands, and then like just pictured like the Bay Area, Northern California, what you think of. And then down south will be like beaches, the Hollywood sign, like, put a back on Fig sign, put a Compton sign, whatever. I think that would be hard. I think that would be dope. So that's the new endeavor that I wanted to talk about here. I wanted to put that out there and I have other ideas. I want to do something with Thiz, something with Holy and Hyphy, something with Miles Minnick and Christ, like all that kind of stuff. But I think it would be dope to do a run of high class underwear and then eventually get into women's, like the women's designs, you know what I mean? The sports bra type with like the nice boy shorts styles that you guys can wear to the gym and stuff like that. I just think it would be dope, man. I think that Ethica and boom, the Beach of Pot Lord. Oh, spliff mode draws? What? Okay, we need to get Pot Lord. Look, okay, who if one of you guys have access to Pot Lord like that, I tried reaching him in my DM. I have free lift tickets on 420 at Squaw Valley up in Palisades in Lake Tahoe. He just has to read his DM. Free lift tickets. So shout out Spliff Mode. Shout out the Demon Gang. That would be hard. Spliff Mode draws with the beach. Or Black Surfer draws. A Black Surfer edition. Let's go. We'll make Pot Lord into a freaking superhero. Call that boy the Chocolate Surfer. That'll be sick with the demons. That'll be hard. All right, good idea, Nay. Well, that's some of the new endeavors. Also, too, I'm writing a book, you guys. I'm actually working on a book right now. Um, so with all the traveling that I've done, I actually came up with a good idea. I'm not going to give any way of the names or anything like that, so I have it all locked down. But I have been writing and using Chat GPT to write some of it. But I'm working on a children's book that's available on Kindles and download for like 99 cents soon. But it's about traveling. So it's going to kind of be like my experience traveling, relatable to kids, something fun, something entertaining, something that you can read your kids, put them to watch it, put it on YouTube on like a thing. When YouTube says, is this made for kids? I might have some stuff that's made for kids. So we'll see what's up. Working on that right now. Other than that, man, the chat is growing. The subscribers are growing. So we're going to do a little quick update right now on my wall right here. Let's see right here. So the last time that I did this, the last time that I actually had a stream here at my house, I had 58 subscribers. So I had 58 subscribers the last time that I did this. Let's go ahead and see what we're at. Let's see. I'm going to pull it up right now. Boom, we are at 123 subscribers, you guys. So let's go ahead and take this red marker. We'll cross out this 58. It is now 413. Oh, this marker's dry. Dry. We don't like dry, chat. Hate dry. All right. 413. We have 123 subs. So we were at our goal of 100. We had a goal to hit 100 subs. We hit our goal, and now we're on the road to 200 subs. So because we like to put dates to goals, we're going to go ahead and say that we want to hit 200 subs by, let's give ourselves 2 weeks, by 427, all right? So what I need you guys to help me out. I need you guys to send this chat to people. We're growing, and that's what I care about. You know what I mean? I don't aim for perfection. I aim for improvement. That is one of my things. Practice makes improvement. It does not make perfection because you're never going to be perfect, but you can always strive for it. So we're growing. I ask you guys to please send this video to someone, share it with someone. We talked about wine today. I talked about some of my traveling. Nothing controversial, nothing crazy. I showed my underwear collection off, which was kind of wild but kind of fun. Some of the other goals that we have up here. I want to buy a second mic. A better camera. So I don't like this camera too much. I like the Elgato MK2 that I have. I'm going to get that back from the guys. When I do, I'm going to return this camera that I bought, and I think I'm going to go ahead and buy a second mic, you guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. And I got my homeboy Jericho. I talked to him. He's a really good friend. He's freaking hilarious. He's a recovered heroin addict, so he's got those drug stories like Lush. I'm not gonna lie, he might be my Lush. He might be my Lush one. If you're watching this and you're into the universe and you're into our podcast world, I might have my very own Lush one. So we'll see. But it's my boy. He's super funny. He's super cool. I'm gonna get a second mic so that way I can get him in here with me, having some fun, laughing. I said better camera. We did get our better camera. You know what? When we first started, we got our better camera now. So let's go ahead and cross that off our list of another goal accomplished. As you can see here, I actually, you guys haven't been able to see this, but these jackets, these are blank starter jackets that I have. That I have a design for my pizza company in our initial line of merch for these. However, I've been thinking about making one or two as a giveaway, as like an exclusive Fairfield Jonny YouTube type of thing. But I gotta really have a good design for it. I do have a dope design. Let me see. You guys want to see this? Look, let's do this, chat. Let's pull something up real quick. So one of the things about me, right, and you'll always learn this as you learn more about me, is I love my friendships and I value my friendships. And I don't know, for some reason I almost got teary eyed for a second. But I am really happy that the people that I've known and loved, I actually like show them mad love. And when I ask them for things, I never ask for anything for free. So one of the designers from Neff, you guys remember that clothing line Neff with the smiley face? His name is Barrett Coven. And he designed a bunch of stuff for me, including my 70 times 7 logo. My 70 times 7 logo was actually designed by Barrett. So it's not just something I came up with or whatever. But Barrett also gave me a couple of characters, including like this dragon, which I'm going to show you right now. And I've never used this, but I own this artwork, and it's like really dope artwork. And what I can do is, now that this was given to me a long time ago, so now that we have AI and stuff like that, I take this and actually process it into something dope. So you see that? Like that dragon right there, I own that artwork. This was some of the 70 times 7 logos that he initially sent me. Let me see. Is there anything else in this one? Let me see if else I have here. Come on, get out of here. This is where stupid laptop is irritating me. Let me see. Like a nerd, I'm gonna use my keyboard. Yeah. So, anyways, let me get out of that sharing. Oh, this is so annoying. I had to get a new battery for this mouse, chat. That's literally what it is. This battery sucks. Stop sharing. All right. So, anyways, so I got a lot of stuff in the works, but aside from the underwear stuff and aside from some of that, I am gonna actually. I got my plotter. There you go. Thank you, Nay. Please like the video, hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. You can go back and watch some of the footage I did from my trips. I also have shorts on my page from my trip to Argentina, to my trip to Chile. But like I said, I got my vinyl plotter working. I got everything hooked up. So I'm going to put some designs to some of these jackets here pretty soon. I'm gonna get those out before winter's over because winter is here right now, and it's been good. Also, too, like I said, I have free snowboarding and ski lessons for teenagers at Palisades, Tahoe, Sunday, April 20th. It's Easter Sunday, but if you have some teenagers, if you're in Northern California, hit me in my DMs, hit me on Instagram, and I'll get your kids signed up, and we'll get going on Sunday, April 20th. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. Go back, watch the video. I had like an initial stream I did for like 20 minutes. Then this one's like an hour and a half. So that gives me a couple hours logged in. I appreciate everyone that's participated. Just want to remind you guys once again to please like, comment, subscribe, like the video. Follow me on Instagram at FairfieldJonny, at Fairfield I love you. One other thing. So Miles Minnick has a festival coming up, the Glow Fest. So please go and buy your tickets. It's at Glow Fest Cali. I'm actually going to pull my Instagram up because I want to show you guys a really cool video I made. I think I made it while I was traveling. It was a reel from the very first Glow Fest because, again, I've known Miles since right after he got saved. Miles is a really good friend. He is a protege of one of my mentors, Terrence Richmond, who lives in Canada now. But he's just a really dope dude who just really all in like kind of sparked this passion for God and creativity and never losing our own identity in all of us. And so I made a video from the very first Glow Fest, and right now they're having the fourth one, and Lecrae is headlining, which is crazy. That's crazy at Lecrae. So this was when it was called Glowcella. This was the outside chat. This was my homie Vince did all the DJ equipment. Like these are all my friends, like all my brothers. That's DJ Sticky. I'm having him on the Fairfield I Love You podcast pretty soon. Look at that. That's my shirt from Emilio Sarabia. It says "Saved and Serious." And then right after that, we had the outside concert. So this was the outside. You can see there's only a handful of people there. It was very early startings. Not everybody made it during the day. Here's the inside where we did the meet and greet with all the artists. There's some of the artists now who have kind of blown up. So homie CJ Emulez, there's Black Knight, there's Mission, and then of course Miles. There's the meet and greet where they had the conversation. And again, these are all my little brothers. Look at Miles, man. That's Miles back then when it first started, when he had this vision, when he knew that the mainstream could really adhere to Christian music, that they could make a difference, and he always stayed authentically himself. He never ever changed at all. He never ever suited what anybody wanted to be. He kicked it with Du Bois, with all the other Bay Area artists, and he was always himself. There's the outside. So I was very, as you can see, so proud of you, Miles Minnick. That's like my little brother. I was there to help out. Shout out DJ Sticky. Look at my boy, DJ Sticky. Yee. Here it is right here. Here's the start of the concert. We got everybody up there having fun, going dumb. There's Miles out there in front of his crowd. So as you can see, man, it was a small start. It was a big crowd, but this is when Miles, there's 1K Few with Miles right there. That was when they had their song Pluto pop in. That song was hot. I liked Pluto. Pluto. There's What Up RG? What Up RG right there. That's kind of like the Christian Blasey in a way. Homie CJ Emulez, he's from Fairfield. Shout out to CJ Emulez. That's my brother, man. We've known each other a long time. I used to be a youth pastor, so it was a long time, man, that I was really rocking with the guys when there was nobody showing up. And so I'm really proud of them. So I invite you to go to Glowfest Cali. It's on Instagram, Glowfest Cali or Miles Minnick. Go follow Miles Minnick. That's my brother, man. I really, really, again, am so proud of everything that he's accomplished. I'm really looking forward to the summer, you guys. Please like and comment in the video below. Tell me what you want to see from me this summer, what you want to see from some of the homies that podcast. I got a lot of fun things. My birthday party, I'm planning a sick birthday party. It's going to be September 5th in Fairfield at the Sassoon Marina Lounge, a Friday night. Probably having Young Bari perform. Going to be having bottle service, and you're going to have to buy a ticket because we only have limited capacity in Sassoon. You can only get in there if you're really ready to come have a good time. So once again, we got all kinds of things happening this summer. Please go and follow at Fairfield I Love You, at Fairfield Jonny. I really, really want to thank everybody who participated in my chat, who participated on my Instagram when I was traveling. You guys made it fun to be able to jump on here, to share some of my experiences with you guys. I really, really appreciate that. I love all of my followers. I really, really am thankful that any of you guys fuck with me. But as we're growing, as we're continuing to increase in support, I really, really am having fun talking to people about what I'm doing and explaining to them how fun it is to be able to hang out with the chat, to be able to get these things off. And so I really appreciate you guys. I'd appreciate if you would share this stream with somebody, encourage them to subscribe. If you have people that watch YouTube, tell them don't forget about Fairfield Jonny's page. Subscribe. Go back and watch some of the shorts that I have on the page. I got some really cool content that I put up from traveling. And then again, follow the Fairfield I Love You YouTube page because we're going to be going live there twice a week now. And that's really the main place where I'm trying to build a platform because we have the store, we have the location. And on my chat here, man, I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to drink some wine like I did today. I'm going to review some things. I'm going to get this browser up and running better because right now I'm having to stream from Firefox while wanting to play things on Chrome. And it's just because I need to update my laptop and update my computer. It's time. So like I said, I'm going to get this other goal crossed off to get a second mic. And I'm going to get that hooked up. I'm going to get 2 mics running in here. And then, like I said, I got some new endeavors going, man. So be on the lookout for some of these things. Please continue to follow, continue to like, comment, subscribe, participate in the chat when you're on here. And just want to remind you, it's not a bad life. No es una mala vida. Really, really thank everyone that participated today. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all. Holla at you later. Yeah.